in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love
I can't take it anymore. Get out, get out, get out. Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Not her race is not discernible by the eye. If she walked in, you would never say Meghan Markle is a black woman, right?
I don't have to prove anything to you anymore. I don't have to prove that I'm a good person. I don't have to prove to you that I'm a good wife or mom or friend. I don't have to prove that I work hard. But to just really go, and not with an energy of like, I'm over it, I don't care. No, I care, but I don't have to prove it to you.
Where she's like, oh my God, it's like, it's so inauthentic.
She also is pretending that she's crying. We zoomed in just to see. There isn't a tear in sight. Dan, look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear?
You don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable. She has the non-it factor. It's amazing. She's actually good at this.
We spend so much of our life trying to prove something. To prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm gonna put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
As she gets honey out of the garden and presents perfect Martha Stewart-looking cakes. They thought maybe that's not the right time. It was kind of devastating that they're gonna have to push that, but then people will be able to watch it at a later time. But by the way, her and Prince Harry, who always seem to snap into these weird royal roles, meaning they just go and visit the victims.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
I made homemade strawberry jam. It's kind of like a doctor when you keep referring to them as doctor, like, call me Susan. You know, like, I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness.
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was.
Is it a bad look for Meghan to still refer to herself as a royal?
Did you all catch Meghan Markle's latest media moment? The Duchess of Sussex popped up on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast, rocking what was described as a bare-faced, stripped-back vibe, and let's just say the internet wasn't exactly buying it, and neither was Candace Owens. The Duchess of Sussex supposedly showed up makeup-free and unscripted, offering what was billed as an unfiltered glimpse into her true self. However, online audiences remain deeply split on whether this was genuine vulnerability or calculated performance art. Sweatpants? Check. No makeup? Check. Rehearsed vulnerability? Check. And mate. Many felt the teary moments came off like a well-rehearsed monologue rather than genuine emotion.
And then she says her son, who, if you've seen a picture of, and you think that he has faced anti-black racism in his life, then I'm a Nigerian prince and I have, an account that you can send some money into. And it's frustrating.
Across social media, users accused Meghan of choreographing her vulnerability in a bid to appear more relatable and keep the spotlight firmly on her. Everyone's asking the same thing. Is this the real Meghan or just another episode of The Meghan Show? Because this authentic version feels about as real as those "I woke up like this" Instagram posts we all know took 47 attempts. Candace Owens readily pointed to her track record of highly polished media appearances, including her previous Archetypes podcast that faces criticism for feeling overly rehearsed despite promises of authenticity. Many are now questioning if this latest appearance reveals the real Meghan or simply represents another carefully constructed facade. The Daily Mail featured royal commentator Alexander Lerman, who harshly described Meghan's emotional display as despicable and pathetic, suggesting her tears were merely an attempt to maintain public relevance. He didn't just throw shade, he brought the entire forest, calling her emotional display despicable and pathetic. Users across social media called it crocodile tears, pointing out how her flawless delivery and carefully bare face felt more like preparation than genuine spontaneity. Candace has also noted how the entire interview felt contrived, with particular attention to host Jaime's awkward, seemingly robotic behavior and excessive praise of Meghan. She didn't hold back characterizing Meghan as a malignant narcissist who has continuously exploited her royal connections for public sympathy since leaving the monarchy.
Meghan Markle went downgraded from billionaire to multimillionaire. She's a victim. They want you to know that they're all victims. It's because they're trying to distract us. The truth is that they view us as peasants. They're trying to make it seem like, hey, when the peasants turn against us because they're actually robbing all of them, we don't want them to look at us. We want to make them think that we're one of us. They're not one of us.
Social media commentators piled on with jokes about Meghan's alleged vision board featuring Prince Harry and observations about how frequently she references herself in public appearances. Rumors persist that Meghan had openly expressed intentions to pursue Harry even before their first meeting. British publications like the Daily Telegraph dismissed the podcast as uncomfortably self-centered, arguing that Meghan's ego consistently overshadows any substantive content she produces. And before that, let's rewind to the Spotify saga. The Spotify deal that crashed and burned after just 12 episodes? Meghan's podcasting career began with considerable fanfare through a massive $20 million Spotify partnership in 2020 aimed at creating uplifting and inspirational content. This collaboration resulted in Archetypes, a 12-episode series launched in 2022 that explored stereotypes facing women, featuring celebrity guests including Serena Williams and Mariah Carey. However, initial excitement quickly dissipated as critics lambasted the series as self-indulgent, with The Independent's Olivia Petter, "You'll hear all year," and Reddit was like, "Is this just going to be Meghan talking about Meghan for 12 weeks?" Spoiler alert. It was. Social media reactions echoed these sentiments, with some dismissing it as woke nonsense centered entirely on Meghan talking about herself, though some Reddit fans appreciated its feminist themes while acknowledging its staged quality. Spotify ultimately terminated the partnership in June 2023 before any additional seasons could materialize. Spotify said, "Thank you, next," and the internet had a field day with memes about Spotify executives listening to the podcast and slowly reaching for the cancel button. So what did this new podcast drop really give us? A casual chat in sweats that tried to pass as relatable, but felt more like another press push. Meghan detailed her packed schedule, balancing parenting, launching products, managing media, editing shows, and yes, keeping up with friendships while lamenting that people don't recognize her grind. Cue the side eyes. Meghan's podcast comment about her grueling work schedule prompted fresh waves of criticism from various corners.
What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
Did you notice that at the end of every episode, it says, like, the starring, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex?
Yes. I'm going to make Meghan a charcuterie tray, which I just learned that word a few years ago.
Charcuterie tray for Meghan Markle.
You all, she really said that she has the most grueling work schedule, managing product launches, writing newsletters, Netflix shows, being a mom, a wife, and having friends. Must be exhausting counting all that Netflix money. She even mentioned the challenges of keeping up with product orders when items sell out quickly, drawing more eye rolls from critics. Host Jamie Kern-Lima predictably praised Meghan's work ethics, highlighting how her various projects are flourishing, but commentators like Megyn Kelly and Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy argued that Meghan's royal privilege and abundant resources make her struggles fundamentally unrelatable. Portnoy bluntly observed that Meghan can't fail, noting that most entrepreneurs lack her safety net and connections. Kelly further characterized Meghan's hard work narrative as part of a deliberate victim persona, with social media users eagerly quoting Meghan's "I work so hard" comments for Kelly to critique. And Lima? Viewers couldn't take her seriously. Her exaggerated reactions, pep rally energy, and constant affirmations had people cringing. It felt more like a scripted two-woman play than a real conversation. Lima's excessive praise and exaggerated enthusiasm about Meghan's authenticity struck many viewers as forced, as if she were playing the role of a scripted hype woman in a carefully orchestrated production. Some observers noted it seemed like they're both reading from the same PR playbook, pointing to Lima's tendency to mirror Meghan's emotional cues with over-the-top reactions. That high-pitched cheerleader voice praising Meghan like she's the second coming of Oprah? The internet dubbed it the Sycophant Symphony, with Jamie as first chair. Social media users commented that Lima's overly enthusiastic demeanor made the entire episode feel more like a performance than an authentic one. The general consensus suggests Lima's stained sincerity might be as calculated as the Duchess's no-makeup glow, leaving audiences cringing at what appeared to be synchronized performance. Some defenders suggested that this might simply reflect how billionaire women naturally interact with each other in such settings. And just when people people thought the podcast was the peak of awkward. Enter Netflix. Meghan's Netflix show, American Riviera Cookbook, has struggled to find critical acclaim or audience appreciation. Celebrity chef Jameson Stocks, who has cooked for King Charles, ignited controversy by describing Meghan's Netflix series as terrible and painful to watch due to its sluggish pace and lifeless presentation. Stocks claimed he declined a Netflix offer to consult on the show, sensing it should be forced and fake from the onset. He told the New York Post Netflix sent a threatening letter following his comments, which he dismissed as nonsense while doubling down with the assessment. Stocks advised Meghan to return to acting, calling her quite a good actress who should stick to her established strengths. Though Netflix representatives denied issuing any legal threats, professional critics and reviewers have been equally harsh toward the show, widely condemning it as a hollow vanity project. Variety memorably described it as a Montecito ego trip not worth taking, accusing Meghan of forcing guests to praise her first in what they called a forced march of self-love. The Independent branded the show gormless, pointless, and an exercise in narcissism, and the scene where she whispered "Goodnight, sweetheart" to a cake, the internet lost its mind.
Harry and Meghan, particularly Meghan, is working. Take a listen. Here's what she's doing.
It looked as if, the two of them might want to really be helpful. As I saw actually, Meghan Markle stoop down and take off the lid of a plastic bin. Do they want to really get down and dirty?
She stooped down and she picked up the lid of a plastic bin. And that's how I knew my girl was real. And I just want to thank Meghan for doing that. It's very helpful for her to stoop down and do that.
Memes of people tucking in their food with bedtime stories flooded Twitter within hours. The Times' Carol Migley warned viewers expecting merely a smug, syrupy endurance watch that the reality is so much worse, which is saying something because expectations were already in the basement. Culture characterized it as a deranged, bizarro world voyage into the center of nothing. Audience rates have plummeted with the show, earning a dismal 2.4 out of 10 on IMDb from over 1,500 votes, and an abysmal 11% viewers score on Rotten Tomatoes, where one user lamented, "This isn't even a fun hate watch, it's just bad." Even the hate watchers couldn't make it through. Critics like The Guardian's Stuart Heritage have suggested this commercial and critical failure could mark the end of Sussex's Netflix partnership. I could continue listing the negative reviews, but they're so numerous we'd be here discussing them endlessly. The Sussex Netflix era might be over, people. Their credibility is in freefall. The authenticity ship has sailed, and no amount of no makeup podcasts can save it now. Meghan wants the world to see the real her, but when every tear looks staged, every struggle sounds curated, and every show feels like a commercial, you've got to ask, are we watching a person or just really expensive PR? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be right there, popcorn in hand.